Good morning. This is Alexis Parker, sitting in with Giovanni Gallucci and Chloe Dawn, and this is the Daily Trend Report.
Morning, Alexis.
Morning, both of you.
I walked Ruby before the sun was fully up, and the whole town smelled like rain that never came. Good morning for coffee.
That's West Texas keeping its promises loose. Let's get into it.
Today, social media, clean label food and beverage, and content creation tactics. Here we go. So a company called Pangram scanned over 1 million posts and finally put a number on the thing everybody already smelled. 41% of the long posts on LinkedIn, the ones over 250 words, read as fully machine-written. Eddie and Travis both led with it this morning.
And it isn't only LinkedIn. Roughly a third of the long posts on X, too. The feed filled up with the same 3 prompts wearing different shirts, the same one-word sentence, here's the thing, cadence you can spot from across the room.
Then, the same week, TikTok said it's labeled 3 billion AI videos and shipped a slider that lets people dial synthetic content down in their own feed.
Read that twice. The platform just handed the audience an off switch for the exact kind of content a lot of brands spent 2 years learning to mass produce. Substack's building its own version, scanning newsletters for it. When the platforms start putting metal detectors at the door, the flood is real.
So the cheap volume play is depreciating in real time.
For a while, AI made content free, and free things get overproduced until they're worthless. We're at the worthless part. The market answer to infinite cheap content is never more cheap content. It's a premium on the one thing a machine can't fake.
And the reflex answer is, put a real face on it. Keep it unpolished. But you keep saying that's not sharp enough anymore.
A face is table stakes now. Everybody's got the same advice. The move that actually compounds is casting one recurring person and never rotating them out. Same human every post until people follow that person by name and notice when they're gone.
Like a show, not a feed.
Exactly like a show. A prompt can spin up 1,000 posts overnight. It can't build somebody the audience waits to hear from. Look at what's quietly working underneath the slop. Starbucks handed the camera to its own baristas and says that employee content earns 8 times what the brand channel does. Reddit stood up at Cannes and told a room full of marketers to act like a citizen, not a billboard. Every one of those is the same bet. A specific human beats volume now.
The small operators actually got the edge there.
They've got the whole advantage. A founder who genuinely knows the category can show up in a comment section or a subreddit in a way a Fortune 500 social team can't fake with a committee and 3 layers of legal. You can't outpost the machine, you can outhuman it, and that was always the job. The flood just made it obvious again.
There's a wrong version of this too, though. Brands making a big show of no AI anywhere near this.
That's the trap on the other side. Anti-AI theater reads as posturing, and it ages badly the morning somebody catches you using it. Nobody's handing out purity badges, and a badge is just one more thing a machine fakes next quarter. The audience doesn't want a manifesto, they want a person. Don't grandstand about the robot, just point the camera at someone real and let the work carry it.
What about the AI you do use? You're not telling people to swear off it.
Never. Keep it in the back office. Let it run the 15 title tests and clean up the transcript, then spend the hour you save shooting one more real take. Machine in the back, human in the frame. The second the audience decides your account is a content mill, you don't win that trust back with an apology post.
3 things you can actually do today.
1. Cast one recurring person as the face of your account and leave them there. Followers show up for a name, and a name is the one asset a prompt can't generate. 2. Point your AI at the boring half, the thumbnail tests, the caption drafts, the transcript, and spend the time you save on one more take with a real person in it. 3. Find the most obviously auto-written post in your niche and answer it on camera as yourself, saying the thing it couldn't. Standing next to the slop is the cheapest contrast reach you'll get all week.
Kendall's report had the number that stopped me cold. Products with beef tallow did about $1.1 billion in the year to March, up roughly 275% in 3 years. Seed oil-free snack sales grew 9%, while the conventional seed oil stuff slid 4%. Whole Foods named tallow its top food trend of the year.
So the ancestral fat the experts spent a decade laughing at is now the fastest moving story in the snack aisle. That's not a fringe anymore. That's the shelf.
And who actually built it? Not the giants.
Small operators, every one of them. Names like Ancient Crunch and Teddy's Tallow, frying potatoes in grass-fed fat back when it was still a fringe belief, and it cost them money to say so. They ate the margin and converted one skeptical shopper at a time. Certified seed oil-free products grew 216% in a single quarter. That's a category somebody built by hand.
And now the incumbents are showing up.
Boulder Canyon's in the fryer. Utz, ConAgra all arriving with a straight face and a bigger checkbook. The same companies that sold everybody seed oil for 30 years are now selling the alternative.
There's the whole story, right there.
There it is. And here's where I'd steer an operator away from the obvious move. Everybody is going to run to film the farm, tell the origin story. Fine, but a conglomerate can hire a film crew too. That well gets crowded fast. The sharper play is to say the quiet part out loud, on camera. The outfit that sold you the problem is now selling you the fix. You've standing to point at that. They can't point back.
Doesn't that risk coming off bitter?
Not if you're funny about it and you let the facts carry the weight. You're not attacking anybody's chips. You're just narrating who showed up first and who showed up with a marketing budget. Molly Ivins built a whole career on exactly that difference. Say it plain, keep the humor, never punch down.
And the numbers give you cover.
The numbers are the content. That category scoreboard, up 275%, conventional down 4, lands a lot harder coming from the operator who lived it than from a trade headline nobody read. Post the receipts as a running thing, a scoreboard you update, and let the audience watch the shift happen.
Who carries it besides you?
The people who were already preaching this way of eating before it had a category name. Hand your product to 3 of them and let them keep their own voice. Don't hand them a script. Their audience is the earliest believers in the whole movement, and they vouch in a register a brand account will never reach. That's a farmer and rancher story that belongs to the little guy, and no checkbook buys it.
And this isn't a coastal boutique thing anymore, is it?
That's the part the giants are counting on you to forget. Target added a few thousand wellness items this year, and now stocks the clean label stuff right there next to the soda. The shelf went mainstream while nobody was looking. So frame yours as better for you for everybody, not a luxury for one zip code. The operator who sounds like the neighborhood beats the one who sounds like a wellness clinic. Every time.
Here's what to do with all of that.
1. Say it plainly on camera. The brands that sold this problem for 30 years are the ones selling the cure now, and you lived it, so you're the one with the standing to name it. 2. Turn the category's own scoreboard into a recurring post. Those retail numbers land harder from the operator who was in the fryer early than from any headline. 3. Put your product in the hands of 3 creators who were eating this way before it trended. Let them talk like themselves, and let their word carry where your logo can't. 2 things got made this week that teach the same lesson from opposite ends. Eddie and Travis both had them in the tactics file.
Start with the wreck.
Zara. A pair of wide-leg trousers turned out slippery, and thousands of people posted themselves tripping and eating pavement in them. #deathpants. Millions of views, all of it mockery, and Zara went dead quiet.
The feed wrote the story before the brand could.
That's the lesson in one line. When you go silent, the audience doesn't. They'll assign you a role in their story, and it's never the flattering one. Now flip it. Coffee Mate launched a summer fling bit and opened its own DMs, invited people to start a whole situationship with the brand, gated a little product behind it. Fans didn't watch an ad, they got a part to play.
One gave people a job. The other gave people a target.
That's the whole thing. The feed rewards content that hands the audience a role, and it punishes content that hands them something to dunk on. Goodles has run on this for a year in the mac and cheese aisle. The founder out-weirds the sleepy giants, and the audience performs the brand's weirdness for her, for free. A box sold every second at one point. You can't buy that. You can only invite it.
Travis flagged the crew version of this too, didn't he?
The groupfluencer thing, yeah. Audiences are latching on to whole friend groups right now because the chemistry between them is the content. Same principle underneath it. Seed a small crew instead of one lone creator, and the banter does the retention work for you. Character, crew, or a mechanic in the DMs, it's all the same instinct. Give people something to be part of instead of something to watch.
So for Zara, what was the same-day move?
Get in on the joke before lunch. A brand that laughs first takes the story back. Self-aware travels further than polished every time, and silence is the only truly wrong answer once the feed is already talking about you.
And the trap on the other side of that?
Remaking something people love without asking them first. Gap learned it this week. We won't spend the story on it, but the pattern is the point. When you touch a thing your audience is attached to, they'll grade you in public and the comment section turns into a courtroom.
So show it to them first.
Show it to your regulars before you ship it, while you can still change it. The feed is a free focus group if you ask before, and a verdict if you wait until after. Same crowd, completely different outcome, and the only variable is whether you had the nerve to ask early. 3 moves before we sign off. 1. Build a mechanic your audience performs instead of watches. A job for the viewer beats a message at the viewer every single time. 2. When the feed starts a story about you, get in it the same day with a post that's in on the joke. Silence just hands the narrative to the crowd. 3. Before you remake anything your audience loves, show it to your regulars first and let them tell you it's wrong while there's still time to fix it. That's the show. If the feed going half synthetic has you wondering how your brand sounds like a person again, that's the work I do. Gallucci builds organic social strategy for operators, the human-fronted engine that cuts through the slop instead of adding to it. If you want one built for your brand, come find me at gallucci.net or DM at gallucci.net on Instagram or LinkedIn. Talk tomorrow.